me tell you why you shouldn't fear the Virginia blues on the Appalachian Trail. Hi, I'm Audrey, but on trail I'm known as Glow Stick. And in 2018, I quit my amazing job in Washington, D.C. to thru-hike the Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine. So, you will notice if you start hiking the AT that there are a lot of trail rumors out there. There's a lot of fear mongering. There's a lot of information shared very quickly up and down the trail. One of the most prolific rumors out there, at least that I heard before I hiked the AT, was that you're gonna get the blues in Virginia, you're gonna hate it, you're gonna wanna quit, it's gonna be terrible, etc. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. At least it wasn't true for me, it wasn't true for my trail family, it wasn't true for a lot of people that I knew. I loved the state of Virginia. Virginia is, okay, so it's the longest state on the AT. The trail goes over 500 miles through Virginia. And so when you're on a trail that goes through 14 states, many of them being small, you can kind of get used to passing these little milestones and using that to pump yourself up, right? So Virginia gets a bad rap because it is by far the longest state on the trail. And so you're in Virginia for a very long time. You're not passing those milestones as you might be used to at that point. But don't let that scare you. There are so many reasons to love Virginia. Honestly, it was in my top 3 states on the AT. And when I left, when I finally completed the state of Virginia, I was sad about it. I wasn't ready to leave. So let me give you a few reasons that you should not fear the Virginia blues on the Appalachian Trail. Number 1, the Grayson Highlands. The Grayson Highlands are located around the 500-mile point near Damascus, Virginia. And let's just say you're gonna walk through there and you're gonna feel like you're in a fairy tale. Have you heard of the wild ponies? There are wild ponies. Wild ponies that love to lick the salt off you and your gear, that come right up to you, that might take off with your gear if you're not careful, that are super photogenic and adorable, and they might just wake you up in your tent in the middle of the night by eating the grass underneath it. The scenery is amazing there. It's gorgeous. The ponies are enchanting. The Grayson Highlands are amazing. So that's pretty early on in Virginia. So right away that gives you kind of the sense of like, hey, Virginia is a magical place. Okay, number 2, Virginia's Triple Crown. So this includes the Dragon's Tooth, McAfee Knob, and Tinker Cliffs. A lot of people will just do this, if they're not through hiking the AT, they'll just do this in a loop. You can do it in a 35-mile loop. But McAfee Knob is the most photographed place on the AT for good reason. It's freaking gorgeous. I recommend getting there at sunrise. The Dragon's Tooth, super fun if you like to climb, which I do. And Tinker Cliffs, it's just views for days. Super beautiful. Number 3, all of the cute, quintessential little trail towns in Virginia. So you start right off when you get to Virginia, only a few miles in, you march right through Damascus, Virginia, which is such a little town of southern charm. It's super cute. They really cater to hikers. There's a lot of places to eat. You walk right through the town on the trail. You'll notice a lot of other outdoorsy people there because the Virginia Creeper Trail's there, and that's a bike trail. The town just really caters to outdoor people, hostels, places to stay. There's a river that runs right through town. It's the home of trail days. It's super charming. You'll love it. And Damascus is not the only cute trail town in Virginia. There are a bunch, actually. You have the Shenandoah National Park trail towns, Waynesboro, which, by the way, right as you walk into town, if you're going northbound, right as you get to Waynesboro, you're greeted with a popcorn truck that also serves hot dogs and cold sodas. There's Luray, there's Front Royal, also Shenandoah towns. There's Daleville, which in itself is not like a cute town, but it has a lot to offer hikers. The Super 8 Motel has a gorgeous, huge outdoor pool, which I spent a 0 day hanging out at, which was freaking lovely. The Flying Mouse Brewery in Daleville lets you camp right on site if you don't want to pay for a hotel room. Ballast Brewery is also right up the road, which, oh my God, so good. Such a nice space and so good. The food's so good, the drinks are so good. Speaking of that, if you're into breweries, which I love microbrews. There are a lot of breweries in Virginia, like cute little breweries, and a lot of them really love hikers. So one of them being Devil's Backbone, which was my favorite brewery on the trail. They let you camp on site for free. They give you a really cheap hiker breakfast. You can get amazing food, amazing drinks there. Their campus is just ridiculous. They turned it into an event center. They have a full campground. It's huge. You can see the mountains right from the brewery. It's so beautiful. I would definitely recommend stopping there. It would be a shame not to, especially if you're into beer. Even if you're not, I mean, like I said, the food is amazing. They really cater to hikers. It's a great place to camp. It's beautiful. So I'd really recommend that. Something else I loved about Virginia was getting to Partnership Shelter, which is at about the quarter-mile point on the AT, so you're about 25% done when you get to Partnership Shelter. Not quite, but almost. And you can order pizza right to the shelter. There's a phone that you can use there. There's also a shower that you can use at the shelter, but it's freezing cold. So I used it because I was always desperate for a shower. So I went in there, but I was literally hyperventilating. It was so cold. But hey, I mean, there's a shower, so. But really, the star of the show is being able to order pizza right to the shelter. What else could you ask for? Let's see. Dismal Falls is right near this little gas station store called Trent's Grocery that has hot food that you can order. So you can actually just order food, buy drinks, whatever, from Trent's Grocery, take it up to Dismal Falls where you can camp if you want to. It's super pretty. You can get in the water, you can rinse off, you can swim, you can just enjoy the scenery, and you can camp right there. So that's pretty cool. I can't say enough good things about the wildflowers in Virginia. That spring really came like in Tennessee right before getting to Virginia. And all through the state of Virginia, the rhododendrons were popping, the mountain laurel, the mountain azaleas, the flame azaleas. It just put all this vibrant color into the forest. And I'm not kidding when I say that it was like a fairyland. If you can't find the beauty in Virginia, you're crazy. Virginia is so beautiful. And last but not least, I really loved the Shenandoah National Park. I had been there multiple times before because I lived in Washington, D.C. before the trail. And so I would drive down to the Shenandoah and go for day hikes and whatnot. But I loved getting to know it on a more of an intimate level. They say that for most people, the first place that you see a black bear is in the Shenandoah National Park. I never saw one, not there anyway. But I know people who saw 13 bears in the Shenandoah. There are so many black bears. And they're not aggressive. They're super cute. I mean, be safe at camp, obviously, because there are a lot of bears around. You know, hang your food, whatever. But there's a lot of wildlife there. Enjoy it. Actually, no, that's not true. I did see bears in the Shenandoah, but it was when I was in a car, so they don't really count. I will also say that the trail in the Shenandoah is pretty easy. You're up on a ridge for a lot of it. It's rolling hills otherwise. There are these waysides within the park that you can stop and get food and milkshakes and all kinds of things. So that's something to look forward to. If you're looking for, a hot meal that's not camping food, there are opportunities to get that within the Shenandoah National Park. So that's not all of the good things about Virginia, but that's a bunch of good things about Virginia. And so really, I just want to say, don't be put off by the fear mongering. There's always going to be fear mongering on the AT. But Virginia is an incredible state in its own right. Don't be afraid, enjoy it. Virginia just has such a special place in my heart. I still think and dream about it. So enjoy. Happy trails. And don't forget, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you.